lower.
That's kind of more of a personal song in the sense of, I guess, you know, the darker side of when people kind of like
The darker side of man.
Yeah.
It's really about people who will stop at nothing to achieve what they
feel,
want, their selfish
their
desires,
goals,
you know?
you know?
And that means, you know, stepping on whoever or whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. It's about kind of losing your soul in that quest for money, power, whatever, you know. It's about kind of losing yourself in that. It's a really, lyrically, it's like, I think, one of my favorite ones on the record, you know. Some really cool lines on that. It's very personal lines. I mean, it's a very cool song, very dark. Yeah. And musically, it's a great song. It's like probably one of the heaviest songs in the record.
Yeah, it's definitely
very
unique and very driving.
And probably one of my favorite like solos on the entire record. Like there's just a two-part solo section that is just fucking Bob kills it. And it's just like the second part of that I just love. I keep talking like that's like my favorite solo on the record.
Don't believe him. We had the song kind of done for the most part. Verse, you know, the album title, you know, and the song titles actually come after we record everything. Just like Ross mentioned earlier, it's like songs 1 through 11 in the studio, and maybe there might be a couple we were pretty much solid on titles, but it's not till really we get out of the we get the lyrics done. Some of the titles, most of the titles came then, but then there's always a couple at the end, you know, after we get out of the studio that we kind of solidify. And then Atonement was, you know, that particular song, being that kind of the middle part, lyrics kind of became the inspiration for the cover. It just kind of made sense, and we liked Atonement. It just kind of fit kind of everything in a way, you know. It kind of lended itself to the whole.
Well, it's perfect.
Whole idea.
It's perfect, you know, because the album takes a very dark look at the world today, and what the song Atonement is about. It touches on that, you know, that religious fundamental mindset, you know, that creates a lot of havoc and chaos in our world today. So it was just appropriate that would be the song title. And, you know, the title Atonement just kind of mocks the whole concept of, you know, atonement, you know, about that forgiveness.
Because we're pretty much speaking about the dark sides of mankind and everything that we do in all the songs. So, you know, for all of that, we feel there is no atonement. You know? It's like people feel like there is, but there isn't.
Just the whole idea of the concept is like absurd. So, yeah, so we kind of, you know, poked a little fun at that, you know, in the process, but that's kind of the gist of it, what it's about. So it was a strong for the song title as well as the album title, because I think it was very fitting because of what it was about, and since the rest of the album all kind of, you know, followed suit as far as like just different aspects of our world today, and, you know, the darker sides of that and how we interact with that, it was perfect. So
it really kind of like put it all together. So yeah, it just happened to just work out that way, and there you have it.
Oh yeah, that's another unique song on the record. It starts out with this kind of slow, weird, bizarro kind of intro that kind of builds up, and then the song kicks in. It's a real catchy, heavy, yeah, very cool riff. A little different for us, but just big and heavy, and just fucking moves, and a lot of cool little guitar, little.
Yeah, one of the things
that go along
throughout the record, and this one especially, it has a lot of little things in the beginning, so it'll have like that riff, and then a lot of things going on in and around it to kind of work with the lyrics. So it's you know, you're trying just to add little hints of atmosphere with the extra guitar tracks and melodies. So that one kind of worked out well that way, because it's just kind of keeps going and then it builds up.
Like and like a lot of these songs, like we have a couple songs at like number 3, and the war song, Dawn in the Fire, and this one, they kind of start off slow, but they're not slower songs. They kind of start off slow, and they kind of build up intensity, and then once you get to a certain point, they just explode, you know. So this is another one of those songs. So, you know, when we say varied, it is a varied record because it has so many different elements all in, you know, in each of the songs.
Yeah,
you know, so it's you know, it's not like one thing all the way through. Like, okay, we got 5 fast songs in a row. It's like every song is very mixed and varied. So I think it makes for a more interesting, you know, collection of songs that way. And well, yeah, you had the concept to Above All. That was Bob had the idea for that.
Lyrically, you know, just kind of similar to the other song we discussed, but kind of from a different angle, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
it's almost similar to not the same. It's a conceptually
similar to Lower in a way, but almost
as illumination. You know, it's about that.
Yeah, and then like illumination too, right? Exactly. Yeah. Taking it from that first person point of view.
It's about people who have that gift to kind of manipulate other people with their words and their actions, you know,
for
and
their own good.
Make people think they're part of something bigger, than they really think it is. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like bringing everyone in, like it's going to benefit everyone when it really just benefits them.
Right.
So that's kind of that's the ballpark of what that's. But, but and then again, it just felt musically as I was listening to it, just. Sometimes with the words, sometimes stuff will just come to me as it does with the music, so I'll be listening to it and I'll just start writing stuff down semi-blindly because I'm just getting whatever feeling comes out of it, and then it'll start to develop, and then I'll talk to Ross about it, and then most of the time, we'll have our separate ideas, and it's not until we get into the studio, which hopefully, we can try to avoid that next time, but usually most of the lyrics are written like right in the studio,
But it's better that way because
it's cool. Well, no, it is, but it's like, sometimes it's like that, but it gets a little stressful, but we work on it, it's cool because we work on stuff together and we just keep going back and forth until we feel it's right, so, and we get the different ideas together, so it's cool.
Yeah, because we each come at things from totally different perspectives up here, so it's like we'll have a concept and, I'll lay down what I have and which direction I see it going, and he'll do the same thing, and then eventually we'll find that middle ground and we'll find out what works best, and we kind of combine it all and make something that's works. So